afternoon. My name is Abiola, and today I'm going to be the chairperson of this debate. This is my secretary, Yeza, and the timekeeper, Leila, and they'll introduce themselves.
Good afternoon. My name is Yeza, and I'll be your secretary for this debate. Okay, let's first set some ground rules. First of all, you are not allowed to mock the person in front, and you're supposed to listen. You're not allowed to talk, or I will deduct marks from your team.
Good afternoon. My name is Leila, and I'm going to be the timekeeper for you for this debate. You guys have 2 minutes to talk. You have 2 minutes to talk, and if you want added time, you're free to ask me, and I'll either decline or accept. Thank you.
Now let's have the first speaker of the proposition side.
Good afternoon. My name is Sophia, and I'm the first speaker on the proposition side of the motion. Private schools are better than public schools. One of my points is private schools have better events than public schools. For example, Discovery has had the business fairs, reading challenges, Christmas spectaculars, and etc. Two, public schools have larger classrooms than private schools, which makes it hard for the teachers to pay attention to each student, because students are at least 50 to 40 children in one class. But private schools have at least 20 to 10 people in one class. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Sophia. Now let's have the first speaker of the opposition side.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Noah, and today I'll be the first speaker on the opposition side. The motion is private schools are better than public schools, but I strongly disagree to that. So my point is that public schools provide equal opportunity. This means that kids from anywhere, no matter how much money they have, parents of those kids can be able to provide education, so that way their kids can grow up to have jobs and be successful. And because their kids will grow up to be successful and have jobs, it means they'll be able to provide for their family, and if they have children, they can also provide for them. So that's why I think that public schools are better than private schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Let's have the second speaker of the proposition side.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Karen, and today's motion is private schools are better than public schools, which I actually think is true. I think private schools are better because, first of all, private schools use something called parental involvement, which can keep the parents aware about how their kids are doing academically. Compared to the public schools, they can actually not get parental involvement, which can sometimes not satisfy the thoughts of their parents about their kids. That they probably be worried about if they're doing well physically, mentally, and everything. Second of all, I think private schools are better because, unfortunately, in this Rwanda, we don't have any public school that actually have that are international. So, private schools are most of them are international, which can actually keep the kids aware about how the others are doing, which they can also know how to behave in front of the kids according to their culture and religion. And it can help them very much in the future to actually know how to behave in front of each and everyone without having any trouble. Thank you.
Okay. You have a point of information? Okay.
Karen, you say that the parents might be worried about their physics. Well, the kids, some public schools aren't boarding, so the kids go home to their parents and their parents can see how they look like.
So, Honorable Molly, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, if they use parental involvement, the parents can be satisfied and know if their kid is doing well. They didn't have any accidents, medical emergency or anything. I was not talking about physics like how we look.
Their time's up. So they asked a question and now Joanna will answer.
As Molly said, that some children might go back to, like, some public schools are not boarding. Some children might go back. Some children, as you know, they might, like, what Karen tried to say is that they have this private schools have they have one-on-one meetings with their parents to like discuss their academical progress or behavior. So that was what Karen was trying to say.
So do you guys have anything to say? Okay, Molly.
Well, as we all know, at the end of the year, the kids are sent home with their report card, and most public schools write down the students' behaviors and their marks.
So you guys need to choose one person to answer that point of information.
Like I wanted to say before, Molly, you had said about the fees. As Molly, like you had said before, like some kids, like some public schools, like are not boarding schools, and the kids go home, and like their parents can see them. But sometimes they might go home, and like some children have like childhood trauma or something, and they're not comfortable with telling their parents, and they might not be comfortable with telling their parents, like what they're feeling, if they feel bad or anything, or if there's something bad about their school. I'm done.
Molly, answer.
So, Honorable Casey, well, sometimes those kids might have siblings or friends that have enough courage to tell their parents about what happened, or the teachers might call their parents.
Honorable Molly, as you said that they might call their parents and tell them what happened. And in public schools, mostly they don't call their parents. They usually have a student and teachers meeting, and then and the kids take their report card at home, and some kids wouldn't show their parents their report card.
Okay, so you guys have been going back and forth too much, so let's have the next speaker.
Good afternoon. My name is Ella, and today I'm the second speaker of the opposing side. And I'm opposing to the motion, private schools are better than public schools. Why I do not agree to this motion is because most of the times, public schools often have a more student population than private schools. And second of all the teachers at public schools must be certified. If they are not, they shall not teach the kids, which means they also want their children to have good education.
Okay, Chloe.
Honorable Ella, as you said, there's a lot of people in the classrooms in a public school, which will mean that the teacher won't have enough, won't be able to give enough attention to every student if they're having trouble, as Honorable Sophia said. Thanks.
Izzy?
There will be lots. if it was a public school and they had lots of children, they would probably put more teachers than just like 1 to 3 teachers.
Okay, as Molly said, it's that that you said. As Izzy said, if public schools they like the school fees are not enough, so some can't really afford to like pay other teachers to also be with the other students. So yeah. Okay, let's have the next speaker of the propositions.
Good afternoon, fellow proposers and opposers. Today, I'm the third speaker of the proposition side, and I'm going to be proposing the motion that says private schools are better than public schools. I think private schools are better because, first of all, private schools have better quality of food than public school. For example, my friend had a sister that went to a public school, and they put chemicals in the food that made her stomach hurt. So yeah, and my second point is that public schools don't have the good material for uniform, so it can tear easily, but then private schools have more funding to make the uniform better. Thank you.
Molly.
Honorable Chloe, you said that some kid that's the food in public schools might cause kids to be sick, but I know some kids that went to private schools that got sick because of the food they gave them, and some kids bring their own food in public schools.
Okay, do you have anything to answer? Cohen.
As you said, Honorable Molly, some kids might get sick from the food that's given from the private school. But that might be because the parents didn't tell the school their allergies or things like that, which means that they won't know and they can get sick without knowing their allergies. Thank you.
Okay, Noah.
Honorable Cohen, as you said that the parents might have not told the school about their kids' allergies. Well, sometimes it's not because of allergies that kids at private schools get sick of the food. Some people in my class, they get, example, some kids in year 6, they don't eat the school as food, even though they might not even be allergic to the food there. Thank you.
Okay, let's have the next speaker.
Good afternoon. My name is Molly, and I'm on the opposing side for the motion, which is private schools are better than public schools. Okay. Public schools, you may have a friend in public school and you attend private school, and you may make friends in private schools, and when you throw a party and invite those who are in private school, those who are in public schools, the public school kids might feel left out because most of the times the private schools talk about what's happening at their school, show off and stuff like that. I still have another point. Also, when applying for college or university, most of the times you might be from a public school, but you might have the same chance as somebody who went to private school because you learned pretty much the same thing.
Let's have Shana answer that.
Honorable Molly, sometimes in public school, like there's a lot of students, and like sometimes they make like groups, and since there are too many, they are not able to interact with them like very keenly, and you can find 1 or 2 students are like left out into those.
May I answer to this question? Well, Sana, if 1 or 2 kids are left out, they might go and join and be friends with the kids in their neighborhood, and sometimes they might be in public school.
Anyone have to say?
So, like Molly, I was about to support for my friend here who said that 1 or 2 kids might feel like left out. In public school, the teachers don't even know all their students' names because there's so many, right? And then, like you see in private schools, let's say, like for example, in my class we're 16, right? 2 students are left.
May I have some more 30 seconds?
Okay, so then let's say in my class we're 16, 2 students are left out. The teachers will immediately notice that they're left out because we're not as many as in public school. In public school, the teachers may not even notice that those 2 kids are left out, and maybe those 2 kids are shy of saying that they're left out and stuff.
Okay, our secretary has something to say about.
The proposer side, I think you did not understand my rule of you're not allowed to talk when somebody is in front because your supporting crew seems to be talking.
Okay, so let's have the next speaker from the proposition side.
Hello, my name is Cohen, and today I'll be proposing the motion that private schools are better than public schools. I believe that private schools are better than public schools because, as Sophia said, there are many kids in a public school class, which increases the chance of the kids playing with each other, and the teacher can't notice because there are so many. But in this class, like 10 to 20, which means if kids start playing, the teacher can immediately notice and stop them. Also, as Chloe said, the materials are not that good, which means they can break easily. And also, some of the teachers might have short tempers, which means they can get very angry at the kids and they can whoop them, which is not good. That's child abuse. Thank you. Thank you.
Does anyone have anything to say about that? Galta.
As you said, Honorable Cohen, about child abuse, that is not true because some of the kids sometimes be gentle with the stuff that are for the school and they use it properly. And sometimes when they have their own materials coming from home, that is helping them to not break the school stuff. Thank you.
I answer the question. I understand. I meant for the materials, I meant the kids that are rough can break them. Or sometimes the kids can be gentle, but drop them and they can break. And also, not all the kids, I meant for the whooping, they only get whooped when the teacher is angry and the kids have misbehaved too much.
Let's have Chloe.
Cohen, Honorable Cohen, when you said that the kids might break the materials, I used to go to a different school that was also private. They also gave us materials, but they weren't good quality. They used to give us pens, but in less
than 1 month, they'd be broken. So did the books. And they also give us the markers, but they would also dry out fast. And when you say that there's many kids, at my old school, there could be up to 30 kids in a class.
I meant that one. The kids can sometimes break the stuff, even though it's a public, even some private schools may not have had as good quality as other private schools, but some of them can be better, even though they're not as high quality as other private schools than public schools.
Okay, let's have our last speaker.
Good afternoon, dear opposers and proposers. My name is Christian, and I am opposing to the motion that says private schools are better than public. The reason why I'm opposing is private schools they cost a lot of money, while public, they are free, which removes less tuition. And public schools are accessible in many places, which makes them easily found.
Yes, Joanna.
As Christian, you said that public schools are free. That's actually not true. You can say that they're cheap, but they're not free. They cost like 50K or 20. They're not free. That's what I want to say.
Okay, so this debate is over. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah.
I would like to point out some things. Noah, you had a very strong vocabulary, which I very much liked. And Christian, please.
Just say the overall,
Okay, overall, proposition side, I like how you'd have many points of view. I liked your points, how strong they were. And opposition side, maybe next time try to bring more points of information and try and bring more points of information, but good job.
There was a miscommunication. Opposition actually had more points of information, and we would like to state the winner, which is opposition side.